As after we opened up our relationship, younger men have been throwing themselves at me. So I did that Reddit post yesterday and I needed to do a follow up because some people brought some things to my attention. So just a reminder, this woman is 35, her husband is 40. Yesterday I said that she was low libido because that's what I thought LL stand for. It means lower libido, and that's lower in comparison with his HL, which is higher libido. So you have to use these as a comparative tool. So she wasn't necessarily lower libido. And just to remind us all, she's 35. 35 is not that old. 40 is not even that old. So I'm just bringing that to the forefront. So she's talking about younger men have been throwing themselves at me. How much younger could they really be? So it was this comment that made me go back to the post. This commenter says, "You missed the best part. She admitted in the comments her husband was Mr. Hit It and Quit It. He did not believe in foreplay, so she did not have low libido. He was just crap in bed." And I'm like, yo, now I got to go back and look. So, and other people knew it without me even going back to update it, like Loki and Mermaid. She wasn't exactly low libido, more like her husband was disappointing. And then Steph was like, yeah, I think at best she just isn't particularly attracted to him, but maybe he isn't doing her right. And then Loki was like, yeah, I think it's both. Okay, so then Lucinda brings in a few more definitions to clarify. She says in those subreddits, HL doesn't actually mean high libido. It means that they have a higher libido than their partner, who is the lower libido partner. The dead bedroom sub usually details the lives of people who hunch fewer than 12 times a year or never, in spite of craving it. But there is occasionally a post by a lower libido partner who craves it once a week, but the higher libido partner wants it twice a day. So high and low are relative in those subs. So I'm just throwing that out there so that we understand and we're all on the same page. This next person says, my libido was non existent, especially when doing all the work inside the home, working, taking care of 4 children. I thought it was broken, but it was stress with everything I had to do. Plus, he didn't actually try to please me and it wasn't satisfying. So understand also your libido could be impacted by someone just not caring about you. Okay, now for some of these updates. So this person in the comment section was like, he doesn't want to open up your relationship. He wants to hunch while you don't. And the OP says, that's why we opened it. He couldn't stand not having his needs met. And then this person says, yes, but he didn't expect his wife, who doesn't want to hunch super often with him, to go and do it with others. And someone responded, if he genuinely didn't expect her to want it in an open relationship, he should have thought harder. It is extremely common for new experiences or new partners to boost a person's libido, even if only temporarily. This person continues with, I mean, just look at new relationships. There's a reason why people having tons of it when they're still in that new relationship glow is a trope. It's an incredibly common and relatable dynamic. And then she says, oh, wow, based on OP's comments, she isn't even really low libido. She just doesn't enjoy PIV without foreplay first. So no wonder she is doing it with others. Her husband doesn't care about her pleasure. He doesn't bother with foreplay. He just wants to stick it in and be done. I prefer other people too. And then this person says, that's literally the issue with 99% of those high libido guys, in quotes, guys on the dead bedroom or similar subs. They just suck in bed and or as partners. It's not their wives who have some problems. Okay, so this person says, if he opened things because of your lower libido, it could be hitting him hard emotionally. If you're now far more active with others than you were with him, you're not doing anything wrong, but I could definitely see him having anxiety about your romantic and sexual feelings towards him. And so here's the OP. She says, I am not far more sexually active with my other partner. I am happy with once a week, but our styles match up more than mine and my husband. My husband is explorative and likes partners who are ready to go whenever, wherever. He is happy with his partners as far as I know. They have lots of kinks that they're exploring. I need non sexual affection, kissing, foreplay to be in the mood. I prefer a delicate, more sensual touch. I still find my husband attractive, but I can't get aroused instantly and be ready to go. It's painful and it feels like a chore. Feels like a chore half the time. I don't think he finds me that attractive anymore, but that's life. This person says, I think you should add this info to your post. Most people are assuming the worst. And then someone else says, you aren't low libido. Your husband is a selfish lover and bad at sex. Woo! This person at the towards the middle says, with my first husband, who is my first, I wondered what all the hype was. I didn't crave it ever, and I found it a chore, so I believed I had a low libido. Turns out he was just really bad at it, and I have a very high libido and love it with with my now husband. He knows how to get the motor running, and oof, it's hot. Sorry, I got a little carried away. So, what these people need to do, and I'm glad that this conversation is happening, that women have needs, and it's just more than just, let's get going. And maybe these lower libido women, as we're finding out with this conversation, is not really the women being lower libido. It's just that these dudes are just selfish, like these people keep saying. And then somebody asked her, kind of curious, did your libido change after you opened up your marriage? And she says, my baseline libido didn't change. I still feel content with once a week or once every 2 weeks. So she is pretty much the same. It's just that her husband has changed, or he's like, oh, well, she didn't want it with me, I guess. And at the bottom, this person says, I'm really surprised that people just assuming you and your partner are going at it like rabbits. If your husband's excuse was his needs not being met, did he expect you to sit at home and twiddle your thumbs? Anyways, I think you and your husband have three options. He needs to either grow up and accept the consequences of his actions, or you can both choose to close the marriage, or worst case, separate. It's that simple. And basically, it is that simple. It seems like they are at the end of the rope, but it is wild how oblivious some of these dudes really are. And that's the reason why many of these posts get so much traction on my end, because women feel like I'm finally being seen. It's not that we're such prudes, it's just that the other person simply doesn't care in many cases. And a lot of the times our needs aren't put in front and center. We're just supposed to sit there and take it and be the flesh sock for these people. But I'm glad that we're getting these conversations going, and I'm glad for the commenter that made me go back into the Reddit thread, because I hadn't realized that this person updated it. And if I do come across any more of these Uno reverse stories, I will make sure to update y'all, because I know that all of us love these posts. Anyways, jump in the comments. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.